Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and we are back in Warpath, and today I'm basically just going to be telling you why I quit the game and why I can't be asked to be playing this game anymore. There's been too much shit going on, and a couple of weeks ago infinite lag range came into my view and I've been playing that game non-stop since it actually launched, running quite a massive union that's doing really well on server 1. So we're actually doing a pretty good job over there and I'm really enjoying that game. Lag range definitely didn't help me to stay in Warpath, but I was already getting quite bored, and a lot of the guys I play with were getting quite bored as well. We ended up joining a bigger alliance because a lot of people were quitting the game that we played with. There was a lot of issues that really, it's part of the game, and I understand why they did it, and I understand why all of these things were things that what I'm going to be going through. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. Now you can see in the background there's a burning city. I haven't been playing for 2 weeks and it turns out that I got attacked in that time. After being kicked from the alliance, they went and killed me. For what reason, I have no idea, considering you gain nothing. And because I had no units in the city, you don't even get the kills. So it makes no sense to me, which is one of the reasons why I'm actually fully quitting the game and why I literally just can't be bothered with it. When you are attacking people in these kind of games, one of the biggest things about it is the fact that you lose or gain things. So when you're attacking a city in games like this, you gain resources from attacking that city. When you lose troops, on the other hand, and you start to get blown up, you lose troops and you have to start from scratch, especially when you get zeroed out, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoy these kind of games. Now in this game, this doesn't happen. What happens is you lose the troops and you do have to rebuild them. It takes like 2 minutes to rebuild all the troops that you've got, and it takes a really small fraction of what it costs to build the actual units. Like, it costs nothing to build these units. Basically all the units is what we have in here. You build the cards. It's kind of like Raid Shadow Legends in that point. You build the cards up to higher stars and blah, blah, blah. Now, I put a lot of time into this game. I did put a little bit of money into the game, but not massive amounts. I'm happy that I didn't go that far, which was lucky because I didn't realize just how much of a boring shit show the game was going to be by the time that I actually got into the point where we could actually fight other alliances. Now, I think the main reason that I got bored is because the alliance that we joined ended up wanting to play Farmville. We sat in a city attacking no one, getting attacked by no one. We went to a dead city level 2 that had no one in it. That's basically all we have in these games. That's all we use these games for. We go to fight, we go to PvP, and we go to get our asses kicked. If that happens, it's all part of the game. We enjoy it whether we lose or win. That's the whole point. But in this game, you don't lose or win. You just are. You just exist. That's all that happens in this game, and it's just annoyingly frustrating because they almost had everything right for me. They had the good amount of, even gacha. I enjoy gacha. Shoot me dead, whatever. It happens. Some people enjoy gacha, some people don't. I personally like gacha, which is why I do not gamble in real life, because I'd probably love the slots as well. RNG is kind of enjoyable as it is infuriating for me. So for that kind of aspect of the game, I really did enjoy it. The resource gathering was quite linear. You just, whatever's around you, you just resource gather that way. You can get resources through packs and blah, blah, blah and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually relatively easy to get resources, so you don't have to buy those packs. I never had to buy a pack for resources. I always had enough resources. Because whenever I play these games, I start from the beginning and I build up the actual infrastructure first, and I don't even bother with the military until much later into the game. Because you're going to get your ass kicked with the military anyway in the first initial parts, and you can start losing stuff usually in these games. But as I said, in this one, you don't actually even lose anything. So it was just like, oh, you almost had it, Warpath. You almost had it. But now another game has caught my eye and I'm going to be playing that way more, and I'm going to be completely dropping Warpath. There is a lot in the game that is actually really good, as I was saying. I mean, the amount of interaction between the devs and the community is really good. The amount of stuff that devs give you for playing the game and for actually putting time into the game is really good. All of the events that happen is quite decent. I mean, the Easter event was a pile of shit, but that was the same in Echoes as well. It must have just been a development Easter event shit show for everyone, because it seems that everyone that made an event for Easter was dog shit. There was just no competitiveness. There was no need to fight anyone. All that you needed to do was sit there and grow and do nothing. Now, it might happen much later into the game, and I have seen a lot of stuff going on where people are causing wars with other people, but I have no enjoyment in just beating someone with no meaning. I mean, you're not even really beating them. You're just fighting an unlocked AFK city and they can come in and they can take you out, because you can just rebuild all of your shit in seconds and then carry on the attack and carry on the attack. And if you have enough people, it's just going to go on and on and on until you've won. Like, there was literally no strategy involved with it at all. There's no strategy in this strategy game. It started off really well and they dragged me in and I really enjoyed it, and it got me into the game at the beginning. But as I saw in the beginning, it started off at a level where it normally does in strategy games. But as you got bigger, Nothing changed. You just got more of it. There was nothing that really happened. The city did level up. We did move to another city. You got the same shit recycled, just higher levels constantly. It's just over and over again. I just got really bored and couldn't be asked of it. So I ended up looking for another game. And obviously Infinite Lagrange came along, and then that was it. I was off. Bye-bye. And everyone who I play with also left Warpath completely. And we all left the game individually. It wasn't like a group decision to say, yeah, no, I'm quitting Warpath. No one even told each other. We just all kind of just left one by one without anyone even knowing, but we all sort of left at the same time when we had that realization that the game didn't progress in any way. It's just the same shit over and over again. I need some loss in my games. I need that feeling of pressure to actually win the fight. I need the feeling that I could lose everything right now. I need that feeling in my games, especially when I'm playing strategy games like this, where most of the fun of it is the actual thrill and the sweaty palms of losing shit and beating shit and finally kicking the ass of that massive whale and him to actually lose something, but he doesn't lose shit. He doesn't lose anything. And that's pretty much all this game is. For you guys, because they're doing a massive ad campaign right now, they're getting a lot of players into the game. They've done all these really high spec, high fantasy adverts. Now I say fantasy because like literally it's literally fantasy. What the adverts are nothing of what is in the game, I might add. But if you do really enjoy a kind of game where you sort of playing in strategy games where it doesn't cost that much to actually get involved in the game, if at all, you don't lose anything for actually losing. I mean, my city's on fire, but it doesn't matter because I still have all my resources. I still have all my items. My troops are still sitting there. Like it literally just, it was pointless. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update on Warpath, on why I didn't make any more content on it. It just got really boring really quickly, and that was it. Just move on to the next game, as we mobile players do. God, I'm actually calling myself a mobile player now. I've always been PC Master Race, but I've been playing a lot more mobile games. But anyway, as I said, that's all we have for today. I do have a sort of mini project coming up, which is something quite different. I'm going to be playing some RimWorld, where I'm creating characters. I'm playing with mods. I'm going to be creating the characters around some of the guys that I play games with, their personality wise, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And we're going to see if we can build up a colony and not get shat on by the raids that come and attack us and ascend to a higher form of existence. So if that does sound like something that interests you, please let me know down in the comments below, because I would like to know if there's any interest in actually me putting a lot of effort into making a mini series like that in a game like RimWorld. If you've never heard of it, I advise you to check it out. I will leave a link in the description for you so you can check the game out to see if you'd be interested in that, something that me playing something like that. And then I'll do the first episode, see how it does, see if it gets any attention from you guys, see if you guys enjoy that content, and then we'll go on from there. Anyway, that's it for Warpath. Goodbye, game. You're boring. Adios.
I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.